So we will continue with the chapter 1. Next set of questions are ready for you. Okay, I think for this chapter, this exercise on consideration is an eye opener to you. How they can lift questions from any nook and corner of the topic, right? Okay, now please take down these questions, or I have to put it down on the board also. I can do it. So you have the next set of questions which I want to give. Again, this is on chapter 1 only. Okay, this is on chapter 1 only. So you can take down the next set of questions which I want to give. Which one of the following does not come under the domain of BCK? Let me give you clear options. Scale, option B. Functions, option C. Natural resources. Okay. Option D. Innovation, which does not come under the domain of BCK. Okay. Next question is, each business, are you taking down? Has its own dash and associated dash in dash of product, inventory, etc. Okay. So next one. Only when the chartered accountants understand the dash of the business, they can add value. Usually economic activities are said to be driven by rationality. True or false? I have to say whether the statement is true or false. Okay, that is next question I want to say. From a dash perspective, business is one's usual occupation. occupation. Okay. Agriculture is seen as an industry or not? The question is with respect to the Indian context for your information. From the dash perspective, iron and steel industry is seen as a business. List out list out the popular list out the popular what happened psychological motives. List out the popular psychological motives underlying business, profession, and employment. Okay. What type of questions can stem is what is this? From a dash perspective, business is seen as an economic activity comprising the entire spectrum of activities. Social objectives have dash fold classification. The options are, I give you the options for this. Option A, twofold. Option B, threefold. Option C, fourfold. Option 5, none of the given. Yes. Yeah. Can you distribute it if you don't mind? So you can enjoy some toffees and munch something and do your job to make BCK more interesting. So when you try out these, recollect the fact that there are certain terms which are exclusive to BCK, right? Not any general filling up. It is not like the previous one. It is not like the business considerations we saw. Can you understand that? It's not like the performance, profit, and things like that. Here you have a definite answer expected. More of a technical question from chapter 1. Previous one was like a general thing. No, I told you, you need not even have to study that. Most of you were able to do that. Right? So business consideration is different. So answer these technical questions. We give them. So these are technical questions for your information. Okay. Golden opportunity, a distribution. You come to see a inter and make you distribute handouts, everything. Okay, now please take these questions very seriously. Yes, Devi, you are Devi, no? You are Sri. Okay, she is Devi. Srimati, okay, Srimati and Devi. What is the problem happening? Kirtika, okay. Kirtika, are the questions clear to you on the board? See, sometimes as I told you, the options may not be erroneous. One will be remote. That's all. That's a thing. That is where you will get stuck up. If the options are glaringly telling you that this is wrong and this is right, that's not a problem. Sometimes it is so subtly conveying you the message. Now, how is this paper? Moderate or difficult or easy? More than moderate means what? Bit complex. If chapter 1 preparation level is like this, I can imagine company profile and Vishal, why are you throwing the toffee on him? Oh, okay. Very sincere boy. No, it is none. Okay. Keep it as none. You must get used to seeing this none. None of the above, none of the given, all of the above. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. So shall we discuss the answers now? Are you ready? Have you filled up all the blanks? Every segment is covered. Nothing is left out. Have you completed? Ask from this segment also. I think I've covered it. Okay, now we will discuss the answers, okay? And tick mark, see whether you have written correctly. Which one of the following does not come under the domain of BCK? The remote option is this. The remote one is this. So why is it so? Because scale, functions and natural resources have been explicitly given. Outrightly the term is given. So among the various notions of BCK, you must also, make a note of it. The domain comprises of activities, geographic scope, you must have this list with you, okay? Ownership, markets comprising of natural resources, yes, stakeholders, functions, these come under BCK domains. Anything outside this or not typically this will be a remote one, because business is concerned with everything. Concerns, mode, underlying disciplines. These what we have listed out is the domains under BCK. Anything outside this given is remotely connected. We are not saying totally not connected, but this is the list given as BCK domains with the explanatory note. So you have to study this chart. As a chart we have given you. Chart is compulsory for examination. Chart is very important. I am just listing out for you without the chart, but it's very important. Okay. Second question. Each business has its own peculiarities. Were you able to get this? And associated variations. This is an oft repeated question. In notions, notion is viewpoint, isn't it? Notions of product and inventory. So each business has its own peculiarities and associated variation in the notions of product, inventory, etc. So each different is peculiar in its operation. So their understanding of profit or inventory or product will be very different. Okay, next one. Only when the CAs understand the very good, fantastic nuances, perfect answer. Nuances means what? Ins and outs, isn't it? All these subtleties in things. Okay, nuances of the business, they can add value. From a dash perspective, business is one's usual occupation. Answer is to be driven by rationality, true or false? True. Because any activity in economic sense should have a meaning. Rationality is what? Calculative, smartness, strategic. So it will always have some, I invest, I should get back. That calculation is there in economic activities. In non-economic activities, it is altruistic, affection, kindness, charity, whatever, all these terms, philanthropy, friendship, feelings, emotions, everything you can bring there under non-economic activities. Okay, then from a dash perspective, business is one's usual occupation. Among the three perspectives, what do you get here? Narrow. Fantastic answer. Narrow perspective. It is one's usual occupation, like a self-employment. You remember in the class also we did, no? A plumber or an electrician randomly doing for a neighbor is not narrow. It should be a job generating regular income. That is how we can take it as a business. Is agriculture seen as an industry or not in Indian case?
Yes.
Agriculture seen as an industry or not? Expected question. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, are you sure? 100%? 100%? Yes, it is 100% no.
No.
And even in treatment of income tax, it's treated differently. It is not so in Indian context. That's why I specified the context also. So look at these questions, how they can mislead you. From the dash perspective, iron and steel industry is seen as business. Can you call it as broad, medium, or narrow? Are you sure it's medium or is it broad? Medium? Because iron and steel is a large scale industry, no? It's broad. No, sorry, it is medium only. So the iron and steel industry should not confuse you. Large scale industries like iron and steel, they will start. No. That is also specifically you're saying, no, IT industry, real estate business. Can you understand? Housing sector. When I give a prefix of some specific thing, it is not broad, it is narrow. In a broad, it will be different. Okay. List out the popular psychological motives. Were you able to list out the popular psychological motives of the three business profession?
Achievement.
Very good. Economic achievement, a sense of achievement, economic achievement. Very good reply, Dheeraj. Okay. You were not able to, yeah, economic achievement, sense of achievement, whatever it is, you can write it. Profession, service. Yes, definitely service orientation should not be forgotten. What is employment then? Yes? Somebody gave an answer. Yes? Employment is for what? What is the motive? Remuneration, so livelihood. So I need a livelihood, so I go for a job, right? Okay. From a business perspective, from a dash perspective, business is seen as an economic activity comprising the entire spectrum of activities. Now you know that this is where you use a term broad. You will not mention the name of any industry. It's a broad definition. Now, among the classification of objectives, social objectives have twofold classification. Oh, she gave the answer. What did you all give?
Twofold.
What is the twofold then? Tell us what is the twofold? What is the twofold? What does the two imply? Social objectives. What is the twofold imply? One is social objective as community service. The other one is commitment to the stakeholders. Okay, so remember that very carefully because specifically added segment for you. So how many of you got all correct in this? How many fill-ups were there? 10. Any 10 on 10? 9, 8, 7. Very good, yeah, excellent. Very good preparation. For any doubts in chapter 1, part A, contact Balasubramanian. Okay. Anybody? 6? Not bad. 5? Okay. 4 till 4 will take up. Very good. Now look at this chart, my dear students. Put it as a misnote. So you have that vocabulary chart. You have business BCK domain chart. You have this is a certain question. Look at this classification. They would give you community service one and the other one is responsibilities to the stakeholders. This alone will have two divisions. So economic objectives, organic objectives, social objectives, legal, ethical and environmental objectives. You study the main classification and subdivisions. Okay, that is very important for revision. Now try this segment B. Do you remember anything? We will see. Forms of business organization. Let us take up some quiz questions here. For the purpose of understanding HUF features as a business entity, and another important relevant law for this is dash. Numerically, these types of enterprises are largest in number. What are those type of enterprise? What form of organization is numerically largest among sole proprietorship, partnership, private companies, public companies? Okay. Numerically, one form of business organization has a largest count. What is that? Okay. Next question is, partnership implies dash of an agreement. A core word is there which you have to give. Now, this is regarding the features of limited liability partnership. The features of these two features, the two features of limited liability partnership makes it a hybrid form of business organization. What are those two specific features? Two specific features among the given. Okay. Then expand OPC. Okay. Then minimum number of members and maximum number of members you can give in a private company and public company. Try to recollect and do this segment. A small recap of part B. A small recap of part B. Minimum number of members for private and public. Maximum number of members for private and public. And I want this law with the year. If you remember, for Hindu undivided family, you have a law with the year. That year is very, very popular. It's not difficult to remember. Minimum number of members for private company and public company. Likewise, maximum number of members. Have you completed? Have you entered answers for all these questions?
What is OPC?
Which one?
OPC?
That's what I'm asking.
Oh, you have to explain.
Expand. Expand. Expand OPC. What is that? Implies dash of a business. Dash of a business. Have you finished? Completed? Can we release the answer key now? Yes. What does that mean? Like he's shaking his head. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Step coaster. Okay, I am releasing and you are checking your answers. Okay. Hindu Succession Act of 1956. The answer for the first. And did you even anticipate that sole proprietorship are the largest enterprise? You know that? Okay, very good. Now, partnership implies contractual co-ownership of a business. Most appropriate statement. Contractual co-ownership. I have deliberately given you in another color. I mean, highlighted so that you understand it. Contractual co-ownership of a business. Now, what makes LLP hybrid form? Two important thing is mandatory incorporation and separate legal entity. Yes, Ashwati, I think you knew the answer for this. Very good. We are happy about you. Mandatory incorporation and separate legal entity. I found this as a repeated question. They are giving two different combinations of features. But what makes it a hybrid form of business organization is certainly mandatory incorporation and separate legal entity. Those are the two core features which makes LLP a hybrid form of business organization. OPC, were you able to expand it? One person company. Okay. Now look at the number. Minimum is 2 for private and 7 for public. And minimum is 200. I mean maximum is 200 for private, no limit for public. This is a core data. You have to use data which is given in your BCK material. Okay. If there are some discrepancies elsewhere, I just want to tell you that make use of the data given only in the textbook. Right? Okay. So is there anybody who got full marks for this? Just want to know. Anybody who got? How many questions were asked? 6. Any 5 on 6? 4? Okay. 3? Very good. 7. 350. I suppose you have taken down the answers. I'll go to the chapter 2. Do you remember this? Look at the number of components under chapter 2, one of the biggest chapters. It is about capabilities of a company, Darwinism, experts, Gluck and Josh perspective, fourfold characteristics, significance of business environment, dynamic exchanges, Richmond and Copen perspectives, framework and utility of environmental analysis, environmental scanning, and in part 2, we have components of business environment, internal and external, Puzzle matrix you have, and strategic responses to business environment. Okay, now start the first round of questions. Take down the first set of questions and try to attempt this. A company must have 2 capabilities. You have to fill it up. Second one, who gave this? There is a special quote given to you, and the options are also given. Richmond and Copen, Gluck and Josh, Darwin, none of the given. Who gave that particular quote? The names may be familiar to you in this chapter, but who gave this quote is particularly important for you. According to Dash, that is, options are given. Richmond, Copen, Gluck and Josh, Darwin, none of the given. The quotation is given below. The environment includes factors outside the firm which can lead to opportunities or threats to the firm. Although there are many factors, the most important of the factors are socio-economic, technological, supplier, competitors and government. Who gave this quote? So 2 quotations have been given to you. Then any data having commercial importance is dash. Statistics, research, information, none of the given. For this particular set of questions, options have been given to you. Then again you have another definition. Environment factors or constraints are largely external and beyond the control of an individual enterprise and management. These are essentially the dash. Are they scanners, analyzers, givers or framework? What term we use, right? That is very important. And who gave this quote? Set of experts name, Richmond and Copen, Gluck and Josh, Darwin, none of the given. So, what is the exam tip you have to take from chapter 2 is, in the first part of the analysis, you will be questioned technically, that is, names of the experts, terms which are used. Okay, trends, events, occurrences. You remember all this? Okay, environmental scanning, environmental analysis, all this first part. In second part, you have to locate which is micro, which is macro, which is environment, which is internal environment, external environment, which is demographic, which is sociological. That will be the second part. Okay, now do this. Have you completed? Yes. Was it easy? Have you done it? We will now look at the answers, right? Only if you had studied, you can answer. What is the point in sitting and looking at the questions? This chapter needs and this segment needs thorough study. Listen, ask you one. What is your level? Yes. Now let's go to the answers. Please check your answers and mark these questions as very important. Repeatedly asked. Okay. Mark it as very important. Now look at the answers. See, check your answers. Ability to prosper, ability to change. Darwin's theory. The first one is given by Darwin's theory. Second one on environment given by Gluck and Josh. Okay. Any data having commercial importance is information. I think that is where now we saw government giving some policy for automobile sector. How the automobile sector will take it and how the biscuit industry will take it, right? So any data having commercial importance is information. Repeated question. Then environmental factors or constraints are largely beyond the control of individual. They are the givers. They are the givers within which an organization must operate, and they vary from country to country. And this is Richmond and Coppen's thesis. Please note down the answers. Okay, please mark the answers, note down the answers, very important. Have you taken it down? Have you noted down the correct answer? Be ready for the next set of questions. Okay. Take down these questions. Which one of the following is not a characteristic of business environment? Okay, which is not a characteristic of it. Complex is one option. Dynamic is one option. Rigorous is one option. Multifaceted. Okay, that is question number 1. Take down the questions properly. One of the following does not denote the importance of BE. Options are diagnosing the opportunities and threats. Option A. Okay. Option B, image building. Option C, continuous learning. Option D, advertisement and promotion. Okay. List out the 5 M's. Very important for the analysis of BE. Okay, 5 E's. Dash may be defined as a process by which organizations monitor their relevant environment. Okay. One of the given does not come under the three basic goals of environmental analysis. Potential and current threats. See, let me write this. Understanding potential and current threats. Understanding potential and current threats. That is option A. Okay. Option B, I can give providing technology for business operations. Option C, providing inputs for business decision making. And option D, fostering strategic decision. Fostering the implementation of strategic decision. Now make a note of these questions and try to give answers. Okay. Try few more questions on the topic. Okay. So try these questions and see whether you are able to bring out the answers. Business environment is really a technical topic because unless you study it, you will not be able to answer it at all. Have you completed? Not. Huh? Yeah. Please do it. Finished? Yes, completed, Supriya. You are ready to give the answers to the whole class? She is very strong in this part. Okay, now we are going to the answer part. Okay, which one of the following is not a characteristic of BE? That you would have easily identified. Rigorous. Okay, answer is rigorous. One of the following does not denote the importance of BE. Very good answer. Advertisement and promotion. Correct. Perfect answer. List out the 5 M's.
Manpower,
Man, machine, method, materials, and
money.
money we said no already.
No.
Then money. Okay. Man, money, materials, method, machine. Please, BCK reference, so many M's are 7 M's, 8 M's, 9 M's and all are there. What you are going to take down is man, machine, materials, money and method. Okay, 5 M's. Anybody got all the 5 M's correct? Very good, Ashwati. Very promising you are. I'm happy about it. Okay, next one. Dash may be defined as a process by which organizations monitor their relevant environment. Very good. Environmental scanning. How did you remember this? Process. Okay. Environmental scanning. Very good. One of the given does not come under the 3 basic goals. You have to study the 3 basic goals of environmental analysis as given. You cannot add your own type of goal. Yes. So, what is that? Somehow, wrong answer is getting indicated here. Maybe there is one typing error which I make and the wrong answer gets indicated. For rigorous also I changed. See here in providing, I is missed out. So this is the answer. Like in environmental analysis, we are not arranging for technology or raw materials. It is basically a process where you are going to work for the building up of the business, growth of the business. So it will be understanding the threats, potential threats, current threats, inputs for business, and ensuring that that input is getting implemented. Yes. Is there anybody who got all correct? Please let me know. I want to see how much you have prepared. How many questions were given? 5. Any 5 on 5 is here in your class? Nobody. 4. So only one went wrong. Huh? What was that you went wrong? What is that? Third one. Okay, you? Very good. Others, have you noted down the answers very clearly? Yes? Okay. Now let's move on to the next segment. Now, my dear students, framework to understand the environmental influences. Please note it is very, very important. It is a process. That is what they are calling it as a framework. It's a technical answer you can't write on your own. Like 3 basic goals, please remember this. Framework is firstly, you take an initial view of the nature of the business organization. Then you do an auditing of the environmental influence upon you. And third is, what is the immediate threat upon you, the environmental threat upon you, you understand and do it. So the 3 important ingredients of this framework are, you take a general view of the organization's environment. That is the first one. Supposing I am in, say, sugar industry. What is the general scenario? Always fluctuating. And there is a bargaining or negotiation going between government and farmers, whether to sell it privately or in a public distribution network. So that is the general initial nature of the organization. Second is, what will be the impact on sugar industry? Farmers giving into public distribution system, private, in private the prices are soaring up. So that is auditing of the environmental influences. And the third one is, what is the immediate threat for me as a company, sugar manufacturing company? What is the threat for me? So bigger one, smaller one, more specific. So you take an initial view of the entire organizational environment, audit the influence, environmental influence upon the industry. Third one is your own industry, or how it is getting, receiving a setback, and what is the immediate threat. For example, MNC is entering, or you have everything being purchased by government, so you are not able to get supply of sugarcane from the farmers, whatever it is, no. So that is the threat you have to face as a sugar manufacturing, being in sugar manufacturing business, right? So these 3 points particularly I've highlighted and given. I think it's clear also on the board. So that is called as a misnote segment. Please understand and study the framework to understand the environmental influences. Have you noted the key point here? Yes. In the class also it was taught to you elaborately. Yeah. Now, repeated question, like what we saw, no, that business consideration, issues, expectations, events, and trends. Where would you fit what? That is one. And second, again, a concept based question I've given you. For this particular definition, you would give, oh, I made a mistake. I've given you the answer for the second one. Environmental scrutiny, environmental analysis, environmental scanning, none of the above. Okay, first one you do, first four is there anyway. Second one I already gave you because I saw repeated, no? When you see something repeated, you get excited to bring it to the class, to your attention, isn't it? In that excitement, I marked the highlighted the answer also. But the first four you can try. And mark this as a repeated question in the examination. Completed? Fitted? It was easy, huh? There's also like business considerations only. So even without studying, looking at the sentence, no, understanding the meaning, you can write it. But this is one repeated question in the exam. All of you have finished, but anyway, note the second one also down, because these two I found it repeatedly asked. How many of you completed the fill-ups? Others are still in the process, huh? Dash are important and specific occurrences. Dash are the general tendencies or the course of action. Dash are the current concerns. Dash are the demands made by interested groups in the light of their concerns for issues. Obvious from the sentence itself. Okay. Okay, now we will give the answer. Check it. Events are, see, event, another name is occurrence, right? You have the clue word here, occurrence. Trends, a course of action, a tendency, upward trend, downward trend, right? What you did? Am I in the picture? Then issues are concerns. We know that. Expectations are demands, right? Have you got all the four correct? Very good. Then that's a very nice thing. So go to the, take down the next set of questions I'm going to give you on this. You should never get tired till we finish. After that, you can get tired. Till the class gets home. And from tomorrow, oh my God. Who is asking for break so quickly? Okay, now we are going to see the answer. And one joyful thing is, after that, I'll give you a break and start the company profile. I'll interrogate you on company profile. Yes. Okay. Now, what is the first answer? What is the main division? That also you don't know. Seriously. Look at it. Please. Now, internal. Internal, I will put into this show business. How you are very confident here. Internal response, what you call as internal strategic response. And what are subdivisions? Collective, administrative, competitive. Next one is holistic strategic response. Again, they'll give you like that. Holistic strategic response. Didn't we see this with a example? And the three types with examples are there. They are asking you with example. That's why I'm giving you like this. BSNL, least resistance. Airtel, proceed with caution. Geo, dynamic. I think in the class we saw.
Yes.
Isn't it even animated? I think Dhoni was dancing and market share was there and celebrating. All this was there. No, one side and other side we had this market share of Geo going up. Then Airtel, last only BSNL. And BSNL is more passive kind of a thing we said. And Airtel is proceeding with very caution. But Geo is like they want to create some fancy world sort. You know, they are doing all these gimmicks and fake or real. They want to make people look at them. You know, that is what we did in class. So please mark this as a miss not segment. You have not gone through this part. I am very, very sure about it. So for you, this is miss not. A miss not segment. Okay, this is an exclusive segment. Please make a note of it. Is that clear? So we will come back after a short break and go for company profile. Have you taken down all this? You have a lot of work to do in that topic actually. So we try to list out some companies actually in the slide for you to know. And yes. Now the question is, will you be able to answer this part or after doing some revision I will do that? Yes. Now please make a note of this and before I go for testing your level of preparation. My dear students, what we would have ignored is this. The company profile topic also has a small introductory note which often is not taken very seriously. The type of analysis which is very important, take down the points which are given as side heading alone: budget analysis, financial analysis, management analysis, and market analysis. So these are generally the four types of analysis to which a company is subjected to. And the terms budget or financial or management or market research is not new to you, right? But I only want to tell you that the small introductory note, they ask once in a while, though we cannot say it's like as important as the core thing, but they do ask, and I want to bring it to your notice. So when you say business analysis, it comprises of budget analysis, financial analysis, management analysis, and market research analysis. So a small clipping I have given to bring it to your attention. I've just brought this note so that before going into the testing of your thing, you will have an idea, a conceptual idea on this. And I suppose you have taken down the four analysis which are very important and pertinent to business organizations. Have you taken it down? So this is like bringing look at this notice, some attention to draw your attention to this segment which is in the very first part of your lesson, company profile lesson. So that's what is the reason to put it in front of you, so that you will have a go through of this, to understand the type of analysis a business organization is subjected to, right? So have you taken the four side headings clearly? The next one is, what does the company overview topic cover? See, generally it will have a company's introduction and a small introductory note on what does it do, and it will comprise of the incorporation year and head office or headquarters located at, and including the managerial personnel with their names. Philosophy, vision and mission, will be given. It's also a repeated kind of a question. And core management team, of course the top management, whoever it is, with their names, a CEO, a CFO. Business portfolio, products and services. I think as we marked, we said we'll go through only the segments, not the horizontal part. You remember that as we did the marking. And financial performance, like one or two parameters are given. Market position, I mean global rankings and the prestigious awards, etc. And business in news, that's where a small tidbits on that is given. And information bubble will be a concept which is discussed. For example, subsidiary, wholly owned subsidiary. So something like that will come into. So all these are the components of this company profile topic. Now you take up your question paper, I mean the notebook, and we will directly do some questions. Okay, I'm going to test you on some things, how much you have studied. So be prepared for a question paper on this. Okay, specially made for you. And go through it and see whether you're able to, how much you're able to answer. Among the given questions, whatever, of course, names the latest edition alone has. So we have been very careful in picking the questions for you. Okay. So with a small note, let us go with this. The introduction, the incorporation year of Adani Ports. Okay. Right away, like a quiz, you can take it down and we can do it. Why options? No options. Options cannot be given. SEZ, because it's a long pending thing. Expand. Okay. Where is the headquarters, HQ, headquarters of Asian Paints? Located. What is happening there? You're thinking I'm not looking at you. I'm very much Vigilant of what is happening in your class. Okay. Okay. Incorporation year of Axis Bank. To attain world class excellency, vision of which company? Okay. Next one. Dash is a leading global telecommunications company. Operating in 20 countries. Expand BPCL. Caring for life is a slogan of which company? Okay. The name of the 82-year-old, you remember him? Old chairman of SIPLA. This can't be changed actually. He was appointed as a honorary fellow. I told you that, no, he's not in that position. Okay. Find out. Dash is the subpart organization of the main company. Expand API. This I will stop for one set. To become the Amazon of India was the vision of Dash. Okay, please try this first set. Try these questions. Test your memory. I think by now you would have at least, as he said, sometime back you would have touched this, isn't it? So now you can test your memory also. Yes, finished? 4 you have completed, huh? Not bad, yeah. Just now we finished typing the question and you have done it. And 4 are correct, you know, the answers. Good preparation only there. 4 questions you are giving the correct answer. Huh? I'm very happy about you actually. Completed? Your memory power is only tested. Is there anybody who didn't read this topic at all completely? And you got 4 answers. You knew 4 answers. You also. Completely. Not even once you went through. You skipped it, huh? Okay, no problem. In the class you can learn some questions at least. So yeah, how would you then attempt it? I mean, if there is some expand and all no acronyms that you can try. Others, no chance. This is a rote learning art thing, no? You have to do it. Others all went through once, the topic. Maybe 1 month back or some 15-20 days back. So the bad response, we can go through that. Yes. Please check your luck. Whether by chance you have done something correctly. This I'm sure you will know. One place where everybody can write it is this only. Oh, my expectation things. Check your answers clearly. Anybody knows which company had this vision? Go through that vision mission segment. Anybody by any chance were able to write this? Excellency, world class excellency. Who would not have got the answer, I think. It's my guess. Leading global telecommunication countries operating in 20 countries. Very good. That is very good. Whatever you're using, I think those products you're aware of. Okay. BPCL, were you able to expand? Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited. Okay, correct. Yes, somebody else had some other answer. Huh? Okay, very good. If you have, so these two you would have got it, no? Caring for life.
No.
Very good. Sipla. See, there you are able to give the answer.
No.
It comes in advertisements, or a small.
TV.
Okay. Did you find out the name of this old man? Anybody wrote? This is a constant. He was made honorary fellow. When I was doing in class, I was thinking later on in revision when I asked, will they remember? I now recollect that day. Will they remember this? 82-year-old, you know that, and he has got this thing. See, as I thought, you won't remember all this. Okay, this is one concept question here. This you should remember. Subsidiary, yes. Very good. See, information bubble is one thing, you will get it. API. Let me see, anybody remembers? Anybody has written? Expanded? Not one? You said you went through this chapter. Anyone? You all tried, huh? Ashwati? These people are telling for fun, no? Ingredients. Talks about pharmaceutical thing. Dr. Reddy's pharmaceutical company is known for its quality ingredients, medical composition. So, this I think you know, Flipkart. That's what you use, you know, I think, you know. Yes, others left. How many questions we asked?
12.
12. Anybody? 12 on 12? 11, 10, 9, 8. 8 is a very high score. Clap for them, yeah? Seriously. Which means you have studied even those fluke. By fluke, you can't get, yeah, some of these answers.
Incorporation, I don't know.
Year of incorporation by fluke.
Yes,
Oh, I've not heard of it so far.
ma'am.
Seriously. You're very lucky then, yeah? Seriously. Okay, so we have to take the suggestion of the students and go to the next topic. Is that your idea? We'll come back to if time comes. Have you all taken down the correct answers? At least this much you should know. You learnt in the class today. Yes. Go to government policies for business growth. Why is a synopsis shown to you? Questions can be taken from any segment of the chapter. This is a very important topic because government policies, it talks about the policies or significance of the government in some way as against the private functioning. We all know that private sector is known for its efficiency. However, we must understand that being in a welfare state, the role played, the pivotal role played by the government, isn't it? If today we are getting some basic amenities, we are assured of some basic amenities, and needy people are assured of some basic amenities, it is because of government policies, right? So here, that's why I've been repeatedly telling you, be careful about historical sketch. Right from the British period till the LPG, you have been given all policies, important policies have been given. And of course, specter of government policies, macro policy indicators. This is, I will give you, I'm going to test you on this. I will give these indicators and will ask you which direction is important. And you are going to answer that. And a new economic policy, LPG of 1991, IFDI, FII, OFDI. Yes. Now start the very first quiz question. It is also followed by another. Dash outlined the public policy of the state. He authored the book Dash. So you have to give the title of the book. Second one is Dash introduced a stringent tax reform. Whereas during the time of Akbar the Great, Dash was introduced as a public policy measure. Dash, through his seminal work, the name of the work is there, drew attention to the drain of wealth from India to Britain. Preamble to the Constitution of India adopted in the year. Yeah, you have to give it. Conferred on the people economic freedom. The Industrial Policy Resolution, popularly known as IPR. Year, which year or which policy resolution was to usher in an era of direct ownership of government in business. Okay. Then again, a very important segment like what you did earlier, no? 4 important terms where you have to insert which. I think this you have been doing for other chapters also, no? Where is delegation fitting in? Where will disinvestment fit in? Where is divestment fitting in? Where will be displacement as an appropriate option? Okay, while doing in the class also we were focusing on that, right? These 4 subtle differences. And I told you that this will be used interchangeably. However, having given the minute difference, I told you to take it down in the class itself, and I am asking you a question on that. I hope I don't click the answer. Attention. Have you finished? This chapter was long done, no? In the must be you must have studied it. Yes. Can we go for the answers? This chapter is easy than previous one. As compared to the previous one, you are okay with this? In the class, we did know the names of the emperors or kings and the measure taken by them. That is how you have to read actually as a chart. And for this chapter only, I posted a PPT also, no, as a slide form. For one chapter, you asked me. And our Bharadwaj BCK material also is very much crisp and smaller in volume. We have eliminated all this additional stuffs and all. Yes, Pavitra, you gave an attempt. Only one. Okay, not bad. You are good there. Others, ready for the answer? Yes. Look at the answers now. I hope I can this. Yeah. So look at the answer. Chanakya. I think that was easy for you. And what is the book? Arthashastra, isn't it? Okay. Then Alauddin Khilji. He introduced a tax reform. So what is the public policy measure by Alauddin Khilji? Tax reform. And Akbar the Great, land reforms. Okay. And Dadabhai Navroji, and his work is Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. I remember even showing you the cover of the book itself as it is in the library thing and all. So Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. Expected question these are actually. Preamble was adopted in the year 1950. I think this you would have done, no, correctly. Industrial Policy Resolution, were you able to locate the year 1956? Okay. Then look at the four important terms. Delegation. So delegation like contracting, franchising and all, you call it, you give the term delegation. Divestment what? Partial ownership is surrendered. And displacement is taking over by the public sector, taking over by the private sector, displacing the private government sector. Okay. And disinvestment, here what you're having is you're just selling the ownership to a few private parties, right? Were you able to get these four fill-ups correct? How many of you got 4 on 4? Very good. That is very, very important. I see this in most of the scanners and question papers. So be very careful about this, and this you will not find anywhere because they're used interchangeably. Disinvestment is withdrawal of the public sector, giving way for private sector. But here you have partial ownership and responsibility and then selling a major stake. They have clearly defined in two different sentences, right? But other part, I think you have been able to do it. Yes. Okay, was it little easy for you to do? Okay, so shall I go to the next one now? Okay. Now take down the next set of questions, please, on the same chapter. The first 5-year plan was introduced in the year dash. Some data also, I want to check your memory on this data. So that's why I'm starting with this. You are now going to give me the direction which is favorable, okay? Business. I will give you some indicators and you have to give me, right? And the options will be, yeah, I will give you the options also. Exchange tax, I mean, exchange is exchange rate, interest or interest rate, okay? GDP, inflation. Okay. Now you have to choose a favorable directions among the given. Rising, moderate, lower. Which will be good for each of the variable. So that is what you have to choose. One kind of a thing. Okay. Expand LPG, expand SAP. Okay. Find out the odd man out. Find the odd man out. In the policy process given. In the policy process given. So you have to find out which is an odd man out, right? Policy context. Policy content. Policy dictation. Policy making institutions. So which is like odd man out you have to take. Okay, you have to tell me. Give the 4 main types of policies. Okay. Government policies. Just if you mention the names is more than enough. Expand. Dheeraj. DGFT. He's getting wild. Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No issues. Expand. NSDC. Choose the appropriate option. Option. FDI, prohibited sectors, not promoted, prohibited sectors. Atomic energy. Plantation activities. One empirical question I'll ask you. You know about Bharti Airtel, right? I will ask you on that. Bharti Airtel. Search. Has its wholly owned subsidiary. Wholly owned subsidiary in dash. Which place you have to write?
Place headquarters.
Which place? It was its subsidiary was functioning in one place. Which place? India formulated new economic reforms in the year. Yes, so please try these questions. Now you are given options, right? For which variable, which parameter fixes? Is it good? I mean, we studied how the variable and the conduciveness to business. I cannot give this example. Supposing there is a deflation, is it it should be controlled or it should go up or come down? This is no. See these are the things, and you have to fill up this using these. You got the question? Okay. So exchange rate, should it be rising, moderate or lower? Tax rate, should it be rising, moderate or lower? Interest rate, should it be rising, lower or moderate? GDP, and this is in terms of business conduciveness and suitability. That's how you have to match. So you can test your learning skill with these few sample questions from the chapter. Oh, I forgot to give that. Cash system of land tenure extracted maximum revenue from Indian farmers. Expected question actually. Last question. Mention the names of universities of India which had done a lot of research in public policy making. or in public policies? Yes. Have you answered? The questions are spread across the chapter if you can notice it. Vishal completed. Very good, yeah. You have studied this lesson properly, no? Little bit. From morning he is using only one word, little bit. Is it easy? Were the questions easy to you? You have read. No, is it easy to you? Little bit. He won't leave that little bit. This one you be careful. They will be asking, they'll be giving one variable. And see, he was even finding it difficult to comprehend the question, no? So then they will ask you. That is why in my synopsis slide also I used to give this one. Can we check the answers? Are you all ready? Very good. Okay. The first 5-year plan was introduced in the year 1951. Okay. Take it down properly. First 5-year plan was introduced in the year 1951. Now the second one. Exchange rate should be moderate. It should not be too high. It should not be too low. Tax should always be lower because subsidy is one incentive for the businessman. Okay. Interest lower. What about GDP? Very good. This is how you have to fill it up. And inflation. Okay. Thank God you didn't write lower because inflation up to a certain limit is a boon for the economy, right? Okay. Expand LPG and SAP. What is that? Okay. Fantastic, yeah. Very good memory power you are having. And globalization. All of you got it right? SAP also, structural adjustment program. Okay. The odd man out here is policy dictation. Policy dictation is the odd man out because policy context, content, institutions, instruments, participants. That summarizes that. Okay. What are the 4 main types of government policies? Were you able to recollect that? Monetary. Why monetary will come here? Yes. Restrictive. Fine. Protective. Yes. What is that? Facilitative. Yes. Regulative. Very good. Mark it as important because with the examples I might ask you. Expecting this question in the examination. Mark it. Very good, Vishal. Expand. GDFT. Sorry, DGFT. Yes, did you attempt? Of foreign trade. It was asked in one competitive exam also, I saw that. Okay. Expand. This is very, very popular now. NSDC. Anybody attempted? No? No, an in thing actually. National Skills Development Corporation. See, all this, the central government is making a lot of schemes, no? So, skill training and youth, training the rural youth for the skill, all the skill development initiatives come under that. Okay. Next one, choose the appropriate option.
Atomic energy.
FDI prohibited sectors. Yes, all of you wrote it. All are prohibited. I cannot take one at the other. All three are prohibited. If I choose atomic energy, which means I'm leaving the other two. Can you understand the nature of this question? Okay. All three, I should have A, B, C or A, B, B, C like that. I saw 2-3 questions in this format. So I was having that in mind and gave you. Okay, so all the three are prohibited. So the list of prohibited companies you should prepare well. FDI promoted, we all know, but FDI promoted list of prohibited, please make a note of it, companies. I mean, for FDI entry, you should know it. Expand FII.
What is it?
Expand. Only the first two letters I am able to hear. After that, what? There is a third letter, no? Yes, it is given as investors in your book. Investment investors. Foreign institutional investors or investment. So, where does Bharti Airtel have its wholly owned subsidiary in? Had you studied this topic, you will know. Sri Lanka, Mauritius. Mauritius is a form, Australia, Mauritius. All these places are known for FDI and OFDI. India formulated new economic reforms in the year 1991. Okay. Dash system of land tenure, Zamindari system. You know the three systems? Correct. Okay. Were you able to recollect the names of the Indian universities? Anybody? Takshashila, Vaishali and Nalanda. Correct. All the three universities. Very good. So you have done this particular topic well, is my opinion. So all the three universities are there. So they are three. Do I have this? If I make it small, I can write the answer. Started between these fellows, yeah.
Again asking for break.
Yeah, I will give you a break. Don't worry. You know, till 1 o'clock it's there, no? Today also. Don't forget that, huh? Yes, Sasidran. Why are you amazed? What is this look of you telling me? We have to finish, no? Revision. Okay. Now look at this. This is a specter of policies. That's what somebody said, monetary policy. No, it comes under that. Fiscal, monetary, and generally you classify it, macroeconomic wise you classify as fiscal and monetary. Sector wise you classify at agriculture, industry, and foreign trade and investment policy. Right. So this is the exercise we did. Variable and the exercise we did. FDI, as I told you, please make a note of which and all is an exempted sector, and where do we receive FDI from, and this portals, this was asked, I think. And what is FII and FDI, OFDI, etc. Now we are going to the next topic. You want some 10 minutes break, or you want me to continue? Will you concentrate?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.